Hello, I'm Anthony Weaver, and my project was the reimagination of Van Gogh's Starry Night. Seeing it last week reminded me how much I enjoyed this painting, and so I chose to do it more realistically. Now, one part of it is this cypress tree here. I always looked and saw it less of a cypress tree and more of a burnt um, olive tree, but again, we're going to go realistic, and so I'm going to be taking images from various places on the internet, such as Pixabay and FreePic and various others. I got the original artwork off of the Google Arts and Culture. All you have to do is type in Starry Night and you can pull it up here. But choosing to do realistic images, uh, going on Pixabay, typing in hills, you get a lot of different things that pop up. I preferred using the photographs of different things and tweaking them for color and whatnot to match similarly, but not an exact replica of Starry Night. Just an imagination of various things. I used a church from one image. I used village from another image. I used another small town from another village. Mountain Village was a good one. Um, I didn't want to just import an image of the moon, so I actually went to NASA and found the image for it in their archives. Alpha that out. I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. But yes, looking through, you can find many of the images for space and stars and the moon on NASA. So yes, what I chose to do, I went in and you drop the image into Photoshop, lasso it, and use that. You can then copy and paste it onto a new image and then re-erase the background, which is what I'm doing here. Is you lasso the moon. I know, lasso the moon, right? But lasso the moon, copied it, created a new background to paste the copied image on, which erases everything around it, and then delete the background, which creates the alpha. And now you have a moon on an alpha background that you can then drop into the picture. And showing you how to do that, I did this with almost every image that I had, so we will speed this up and move through it so that I'm not taking a very, very long time, like an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, to accomplish this in bits and pieces. We're going to put it together and edit it as quickly as possible, moving right along. So, time lapse should commence now. And as I said before, I wanted the colors to more resemble the nighttime of the night sky, so rather than using the original colors of the image and having them be mismatched slightly, I went in and adjusted colors to make it a little darker, a little more blue, a little cooler, and also to help them match a little more effectively on the final project. With the hill, I didn't want this entire thing, so I only chose part of it. I went through the first time and realized that all the bushes in the background are a little too high, so I went through and did it again to cut those bushes out of it so I can just get the hillside and where it would be in the final shot. Uh, to have the night sky coming across what I believe to be representative of the Milky Way, I had to flip the image, turn it on its side, etc., for the picture I found. That was a very nice, clear one. And then again, I had to readjust some of the coloring for things once I actually started putting it together. to make them darker, a little more blue for nighttime. And then putting the cypress tree in, again, I feel that it looks more like an olive tree that has been burnt rather than a cypress tree. But going back and looking at the image and studying it for a long time, you see the vertical lines that represent all of the texture of a cypress tree. And placing the church and the town pieces together, it was time to add stars. And the easiest way for me to do that was to use the generative AI built into Photoshop and just choose the word bright star. And then picking one that looked appropriate and then placing them in the right spots. And I eventually had to go back and move some things around, but yes, upon finishing, it's pretty close approximation to the artwork itself and what he might have been imagining as he painted. This is my process, this is how I worked, and my finished work is below, and I hope that you enjoy.